Hi everyone. I am making this video today and I am wearing an appropriate t-shirt. It's Piglet. I love her. The reason I'm saying this is because we have an announcement. I'm saying we because I mean Emma and I, but Emma's not here. She's currently on her way back from San Francisco to Dublin, and she's staying in Dublin this time, yes. And she bought Wi-Fi for €5. She's flying with Aer Lingus, by the way, which is not too bad, but it's very limited. I tried to video call her, but that didn't work, so like she can only text me like WhatsApp messages. But Emma and I, we are going to Orlando, so I wanted to make a little video about that, talk a bit about the planning experience, because what I love, I'm a huge traveler. I love traveling. I also studied tourism management and aviation as my graduate degree, and whenever I go somewhere, it's not like, oh, you're looking forward to it and then you are there, and then after that, oh, it was a good time. Like whenever I go somewhere, like I plan, I make Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, I buy a guide, I read it, I highlight it, like I'm crazy. In this case, I have been to Orlando before. I've been to Florida. I've done Miami, the Everglades, and Orlando. I wish I did Key West and everything, but we didn't. I did Kennedy Space Center, NASA, but I went in June 2016. Now we're going in June 2022, so that's exactly 6 years ago. And last time I went with my mom, I was also 6 years younger. Now I'm going with Emma, and I feel like, because lately, especially Disney has gotten some backlash about stuff. Now there's the tax thing. I don't have a lot of information about it, but basically Disney, it's like its own government and it's not paying taxes in Florida, and now Governor DeSantis wants them to like get rid of that special status, and then he wants them to to pay taxes like a normal taxpayer. So now people are afraid, like, oh, it's gonna be more expensive, probably for the Florida residents, for people living there, not just the parks, but everything. From what I have read, I'm pretty sure there are videos online, definitely articles about the whole thing. But yeah, I have, like Walt Disney World, I love it. I'm not sure if nowadays it's what Walt wanted. If I look at the prices now in comparison to 6 years ago, that definitely has changed. The most magical place on earth, where dreams come true. I remember, if you drive, I think it's Magic Kingdom. If you drive towards Magic Kingdom, it says where dreams come true. And it's true, it's a very magical experience, but unfortunately it's also experience for the more fortunate, or either the rich. Like it's like, I'm fortunate, I'm not rich, but I'm fortunate enough to be able to go. But if I want to go all crazy, I probably have to take Elon Musk with me, because but we're not here to talk about that. I think everyone right now who's planning to go to Disney or the theme parks knows it's expensive. But enough about Disney. I'm also going to do a Universal Orlando resort. This was just a little intro. I will talk more about planning, how we booked, how we're flying, what airlines we're flying with, how much we paid. I'm doing other stuff than the theme parks, because last time we did Walt Disney World, a Universal Orlando resort, and we did Kennedy Space Center, and then we did Miami and Everglades. But now I want to be able to say, oh, I went to Orlando, because Orlando is more than its theme parks. So this time I want to make we're going to do less parks this time. Back in 2016, we went to all the Disney, like the 4 Disney theme parks. I'll talk about them later. So that's 4 days. And we did Magic Kingdom an extra day, so that's 5 days. Now we're only going to go 2 days with Park Hopper. I'll explain a bit more about that later. But I'm just going to tell you about the whole planning process, and I will show you what I came up with. I know it's a bit much, but yeah, I'm not going to show you my PowerPoint presentation. That's too long. but I will show you the Word documents, the stuff I have, and I'm just, I'm just here to talk about, we're going to Orlando, which is really exciting, but also, yeah, how we came up with it, how we're planning it, and etc., etc. I am actually now I should get going. I was going to do this, but my Apple Watch is charging. Right now, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk to the city hall to get my passport renewed, because that is expiring in July. And I think for the United States, you need, by my accent, you can probably hear I'm not American, but for the United States, you need a validity of 3 months before it expires. So it expires July 26, 2022. So I'm gonna get my passport renewed. I'm excited about that because the new Belgian passport now has, before it was the city halls of the provinces, the capital provinces. So I live in Leuven, which is the capital of Flemish Brabant, or Vlaams Brabant in Dutch. And now it has something that is more Belgian, that describes Belgium. And for me personally, if you know Belgium a little bit, even though you haven't been there, if you think about Belgium, like, you'd probably say, oh, chocolates, waffles, beer, fries. But that's not in the passport. Belgium is also known, and I actually forget that sometimes, Belgium is also known for its comics. So the first page on the left, with like a bunch of information, features a rocket from Tintin, Kuifje, as I call it in Dutch. And there's Lucky Luke, there's, other comic characters that people don't know outside of Belgium. So it's weird, a passport that has comics in it, but I'm really excited about it because it's the previous Belgian, I've seen it, and the previous Belgian passport seems really boring. I mean, it is really boring. It seems boring in comparison to this one. So I'm gonna get my passport renewed, and after that I'm going to the bank to get insurance. Emma and I wanted to get insured together, but we don't live together, and she has a different nationality than me. She has 2 nationalities. One of them is Irish, and Ireland and Belgium. I have the Belgian nationality. They're both part of the European Union, so maybe that would have been easier, but I think it's best she's gonna get insured at her British bank. I think it's Royal Mail. No, she's getting insured via the Royal Mail. So for the UK viewers, you know what that is. And I'm going to get insured via ING, which is my bank that I use. So I will talk to you later, and next time you see me, it's gonna be a couple hours later. Hi everyone, I am back. I told you next time you're gonna see me, it's gonna be a couple of hours later. It's now 3:22. So that means I have been gone for about 4 hours. Yeah, about 4 hours. Yeah, camera angle is a bit different, and my hair's up. Anyways, so what happened? I went to get my passport renewed. Next time, so next Wednesday, we're Wednesday now, so next week, or either the week after, I get to pick up my passport, or the week after that. So next week or the week after. So 1 to 2 weeks, which is not too bad. We'll leave in about 3 weeks. I do have to apply. Apply for my ESTA, electronic system travel authorization for Australia and Canada. It's called ETA, if I'm not mistaken. I had to apply for ETA for Canada when I traveled from Montreal to Chicago. Anyways, so I went to get my passport renewed next week or the week after. I'm picking it up. I need to bring my old passport. Online it literally says that they're gonna destroy it. They used the word destroy. So I was like, what do I expect? Like, what should I expect when I hear the word destroy? And she's like, well, if you want to keep it as a souvenir, we're just like, we cut it or we mark it and we make sure you can't use it anymore. So basically, that's it. Of course, I would like to keep it, all my stamps. But anyways, we are here to talk about the fact that we're going to Orlando. I decided that I'm gonna make 2 videos. I'm gonna make this video. Well, I made this video by the time you're watching it, but I'm gonna make this video to explain a little bit about we're going to Orlando, what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks on the planning. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but basically, yeah, Emma and I this is gonna be a lot of talking and not some great footage. But I just want to talk, people who are planning to go to Orlando, or just in general if you're traveling. I love traveling. If you have any questions for me, please ask them, and if I've been there, I might be able to help you. So Emma just got back from San Francisco. She has studied in Monterey in California for a few months, for 6 months. So she had, I think it's a J1 visa. I think that is, or an F1. No, F1 is for marriage. I'm not sure. I think she had a J1 visa, which is for students. And, she loves the United States. And from when I was younger, I had this obsession with alligators, and I linked that to the Everglades. And because of that, I'm not gonna say my obsession, but my love for the United States started, and I really wanted to travel there. So the first time I ever went to the United States was when I was 16, and I went to New York. You start with New York. A lot of people go to New York. It's a very touristy thing. I'm a bit older now. I currently I work full time, but I currently also study from a distance at Columbia University in New York, and I study American studies. Basically like American history, that part of American studies. So a lot about the United States, America in 1860, 1865, slavery, stuff like that. So it's a really interesting topic. The United States is an interesting story for people who are watching it, who would love to go to the United States, who are interested in history of the United States. For Americans, it's an interesting country. It has a lot of negative sides as well, especially if compared to Europe or the European where I live. Healthcare, college here. I studied for 3 years. I did an undergrad for 3 years, about a year for my graduate degree. I have zero debt. My parents paid everything, because about $800 to $1,000 per year you pay for tuition and fees, without books, but still. So it's super affordable here. And obviously guns are another thing. You have a lot of people who are pro guns, a lot of people who are not pro guns. I'm not gonna talk politics, but those are things that we're not used to here. If I think it's even illegal here to carry pepper spray with you, apparently. But anyways, so I just politics aside, or cost of living, just a country to travel to. I love traveling there. And the people are great. I love Americans. They're always so friendly. Of course not everyone is, but then if you ask me, are Belgians friendly? I'd probably say no. So I went to Florida in 2016 because my love for alligators. I wanted to see the Everglades, and because I love theme parks. I love Disney. I love Universal. So I just, after 2016, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened, the Star Wars themed land, Toy Story Land opened. You have the Frozen Ever After ride. You have recently, May 27, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is opening. So a lot of things are new, especially in Disney. I feel like, yes, Disney is getting more backlash than Universal. Disney is a bit more expensive than Universal, but it's also releasing new things. If I compare Universal Orlando Resort, and I'm talking about Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, and I'm comparing that with Disney World Resort, and I'm just saying Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. Disney has more new stuff. Like Universal has Volcano Bay that opened, I think, in 2017. It was after I left. But then Disney has so much more. The Great Movie Ride at Disney's Hollywood Studios became Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Now they're Tron. Universal does have Velocicoaster, that is new. But I just love it. So here to talk about Orlando. So what we're gonna do is we booked pretty last minute. So it's Wednesday, the 11th of May today, and we're leaving. So I'm leaving for Dublin on the 7th of June. Hi Pepsi, come here. I'm leaving for Dublin the 7th of June. I'm getting tested, knock on wood, together with Emma, and then we're staying the night at her parents' place. She lives in Northern Ireland. They live in Northern Ireland. And the next day we'll leave from Dublin to JFK, New York. and then from New York to MCO Orlando with Delta. I wanted to show Emma one of my favorite US cities, and that is Chicago. But it's probably because of COVID, but the United States was closed for a very long time. Borders were closed, you couldn't travel there unless you had a valid reason, etc., etc. And New York, Philadelphia, Washington, Seattle, Chicago, I looked to like at all the major cities, and not necessarily airplane, like the cost of a flight wasn't too bad. Aer Lingus, which is an Irish company which is based in Dublin, they have a lot of US destinations. It was pretty affordable, but hotels were crazy. Back in 2018 was the last time I went to the United States. I went to Chicago and I stayed at, it was a Marriott. It was a really, no, it wasn't Marriott. It was a Marriott. It was a really fancy hotel. It was located on Magnificent Mile. Magnificent Mile is one of the most expensive streets in Chicago, if not the most expensive. And it was a very affordable price. I checked now, for 10 nights, 2 people, it was over $3,000. I was like, that's insane. So we did some research and we only had 2 options that were affordable. It was either Las Vegas or Orlando. And I've been to Las Vegas before. I love Las Vegas. I went when I was 17. Obviously, I'm 25 now. It's gonna be a whole new experience because, you know, now I'm legal. Like, I have the legal drinking age, legal gambling age, so. But I feel personally, if you've been to Las Vegas, you might agree with me. But Las Vegas, unless you're gonna gamble every night and go to all the shows and stuff, I feel if you just wanna see Las Vegas and maybe go to a casino maybe one night, I feel 3 days is enough. Maybe even like if you wanna like enjoy and take your time, 5 days. But we would be going for 10 full days, 12 total. I feel like that's a pretty long time for Vegas. And then the other option that was pretty affordable was Florida, Orlando. Because we were looking around and Emma found this website, this British website and Irish, they're British and Irish, and they had some affordable packages. I usually buy my airplane and my hotel separately, but she found this website and there you could buy everything together, and they were doing great deals on either Vegas or Orlando. And I already told her before we found it, I was like, listen, I would love to go back to Florida. It's one of my favorite states. It's a very state-wise, again, politics is something else, but not talking about politics, but the state itself, the beauty. I just love clear water, the beaches, the alligators. It's the sunshine state. It's very warm, but I just love Florida. It's one of my favorite states. It doesn't have any like high mountains or like beautiful nature parks. It does, but it's just, I don't know. It's just, I love it there. And especially because of Orlando, because of the theme parks, I told Emma, listen, there's so much new stuff. I really want to go and I want to take you. But then obviously with most places you travel to, you have your hotel you need to take into consideration and your flight. But in this case, it was also the parks. So we went, I'll show you everything. I'll probably make another video where I show you our bookings and our reservations and stuff like that. But I found this website that does more affordable Universal tickets, and it was 345 euros. It's probably around $350. Don't ask me about pounds, but you know, around 300 pounds for tickets for Universal. And it was 14 consecutive days for one person, for one adult, for all 3 parks. So when I'm saying Universal, I'll talk about it later, but it's the 3 parks. I'll talk about the parks later. So 345 to me wasn't really expensive. If you wanted to add Disney, you can also add SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Discovery Cove, and everything. But I wanted to do Disney and Universal. You paid $899 for 14 consecutive days of 6 Disney parks, and then the 3 Universal parks. But €900, okay, that was a bit more expensive. And then I suggested, listen, Emma, what if we only do 1 day Disney with Park Hopper? So eventually we decided, and we also bought the tickets separately, to do 2 days of Disney Park with Park Hopper. I'll tell you in the next video more about the tickets we have, but this way we can do 1 day 2 parks, 1 day 2 parks. So we've done all the 4 theme parks. There's also 2 water parks, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. I think Typhoon Lagoon is closed right now. I'll make sure I have more information on that for my next video. But there are a lot of great vloggers based out of Orlando that have a lot of great vlogs that tell you about the parks. Whenever I'll be in Orlando, I'm obviously gonna vlog and like show you around. So basically we decided, theme park wise, SeaWorld, I don't want to talk bad about SeaWorld. I did SeaWorld in San Diego, and after I got back, I felt guilty, and I was like, I never ever want to step foot in SeaWorld or something SeaWorld related. Obviously, that's my choice. If you do, I have watched vlogs about SeaWorld. It's an amazing park, you know, the attractions look cool, but I just cannot go to a park where I see a giant killer whale in such a small enclosed space. That just breaks my heart. So I didn't want to go to SeaWorld. Emma didn't want to go either. You know, Busch Gardens is in Tampa. We're not going to rent a car. I know, a stupid thing to do, but Emma is used to driving on the left side of the road because she's from the UK, and I can't rent a car in US yet, because you have to have your license for a certain amount of years. You can rent one at 25 or at 21 if you pay a surplus, I think. So I rambled on and on and on about Orlando. I will talk in my next video. I will talk about what we're gonna do, the different parks, the prices we paid. I will show you and everything instead of just seeing my face. It's a beautiful day today though, but I'll try and film it today and then edit it some other time. But yes, we're going to Orlando. We're super excited. Hotels booked, flights booked. Universal hasn't booked yet, but we've booked Disney. We've booked, we're going to Miami and the Everglades one day. We're not taking our own car, as I told you guys. It's a bus tour. I'll explain more about that in the other video. I literally just got back from the city. My passport's renewed, and I also went to the bank to get more information about the insurance I already have, and then I didn't get a cancellation insurance. I just had the travel insurance, and if something happens. But the guy from the insurance company was gonna get back to me because he wasn't sure about COVID related things. I told him, like, listen, June 7th, I get off the plane from Brussels to Dublin. I get tested. What if I test positive? So he's going to let me know a bit more about that. But if I'm covered, but in terms of COVID, which is still going on, I kind of need to know like how covered I am or what else I need to pay. But that's it. That's been taken care of, and I will see you soon for a new video where I explain a bit more about what exactly we're gonna do and show you some of the tips, show you some tips and tricks to some of the planning we've done. Bye guys.